I built this enormous dollhouse for my son for Christmas and the top floor is finished, so now it's time to build a mini kitchen. And since this is a custom sized room, I needed to create a custom sized kitchen. I purchased the digital files from my mini front porch on Etsy and then planned out the layout and 3D printed all of the cabinet sizes I needed. This is a larger kitchen than most dollhouses have, so it took several days to print all of the cabinets, handles, and appliances, but it's very hands-off, so I was able to work on other aspects of the build while the printers ran in the background. I tediously glued on all of the handles before installing the cabinets, and I did glue these cabinets into place because you really can't rearrange the layout since it's made to fit perfectly in this room. After I installed all of the base cabinets, I used my X-Tool P3 laser to cut out the marble acrylic for the countertops and then glued those in place as well. I didn't glue the oven into place, so I made sure that I was still able to move it in and out with the countertops installed. I used a ton of scrap materials to hold the upper cabinets into place while the glue set, and then I used a couple of small pieces to act as shims so I could adjust it all the way across and make sure it was level. My wonderful husband is so great with the crown molding, so we worked together and he did all of the math and I did all of the modeling to get the crown molding perfect on these upper cabinets. This range hood and the appliances are all printed from my mini front porch files, and Heather really did such a fantastic job with these pieces. I'm so impressed with them and they printed beautifully and fit together perfectly. My son doesn't know it yet, but one of his new chores is going to be adding a trash bag to the trash can, so I'm hoping seeing it in miniature will make that transition a little easier. Evan's entire schedule literally revolves around food and his next snack, so I know he's going to absolutely love this little fridge. I added some mini brand food items and a couple of pieces made by Mini Kitchen, but I didn't want to add too much since Santa is bringing Evan some mini brand fill the fridge balls to open, and I want him to be able to add those in himself. Evan's been working really hard on his coloring and writing, so I took this little picture he colored at school and made a miniature version to hang on the fridge so he can be proud of himself and see his own artwork inside the dollhouse too. I finished off the cabinets with some pantry food items, and then I added a surprise into the oven for Evan to find and added the kitchen island with a sink into the center of the room. I had a couple of bar stools left over from another project and I had to add those to this kitchen because that is Evan's favorite place to eat in real life. Evan loves the movie Ratatouille, so I chose that beam for the wall art, and I know that these are all hung so crooked, but I did this at like 4 in the morning, so you're gonna have to give me a break. Here's the full reveal of the kitchen inside my son's dollhouse. I'm so pleased with the final result. This room took me the longest to complete, but I wanted to make sure all of the details were perfect for Evan, and he's going to have so much fun adding food into the fridge and cabinets and cooking at the stove, and of course pretend eating all of the food. The third member of the bunny family who lives in this dollhouse is also making his debut. This is the dad bunny, and he will be super busy preparing dinner for the rest of the family in his new kitchen. There are only 3 rooms left to finish in this dollhouse, and the dining room is up next. I can't wait to show you what I've created, so make sure you're following to see the next reveal.